moment, Melinda's going to kind of explain what we're doing today. Today, we do not have a guest speaker, but it is all about trying to foster opportunity for you all to network and meet each other, to grow those connections. So, as I said, Melinda's going to kind of explain it a little bit better, but essentially we're doing speed dating. Though whether or not you hook up after this is on you. Hopefully you just exchange information and talk about your love for filmmaking and maybe grow a creative partnership out of it. I feel like I've said too much already. Was there anything else I can say? Great. I'm going to hand it over to Melinda. How about a huge round of applause for local filmmakers? Great.
Hello, you all. Thank you for being here. Okay, so as artists, we did not think about the game, the Seahawks game, but I think we have a pretty phenomenal turnout, being that there's a Seahawks game happening at 3:30. We heard. So taking that information. We were not planning to meet until March, but we thought this was very important and something fun and easy for us to put on. So what is going to happen is I'm going to count you all off, like in school, elementary school, we're going 1, 2, 1, 2. You'll understand that, why we're going to do that. And you're going to sit, the ones are going to stay seated in their chair. Then the twos will get up and they'll rotate around to a next seating area. So there's like sections around here that we've made little seating areas where you get an opportunity to talk to the person in front of you. We have some prompt questions that you're welcome to ask. You don't have to ask those. If there's other things on your mind that you want to talk to the person about, that's great. You have underneath, your name should be your area of interest or what you typically do in the film industry. That will help also maybe lead conversation. We'll leave a little time afterwards where you can then go and mingle with the, a couple people that you're really interested or felt like you connected with.Maybe you connected with everybody, and that's great too. Make sure to exchange contact information and ways for people to stay in contact with you and connect with you afterwards. Like Paul said, March 16th, we'll come back, we'll meet again. Y'all will be like brothers and sisters, this happy network of film community. We really want to give you the opportunity to flourish in Tacoma and Pierce County and beyond, Washington State and beyond. I know I was given opportunity and support by the film industry and through my colleagues and friends. Regan's here, he has huge support and elevated my career, and I have been very successful, and I feel very fortunate for that. And we want to do the same for you all, is allowing you to have those opportunities so that you can flourish. We're not here to hide any information. We'll try to share anything that we might have knowledge to help you continue on. And if we don't know everything either, and we might have to find out some things. But filling out that QR code at the end is so important because we do go back and we look at them, and because of your feedback on that last survey, tonight's event is here. So we do listen and we do care, and we want to see us grow as a very robust industry here in Washington State. So with that being said, this is how it's going to work. There are sections of seats, like this right here, that section right there, this couch right here, these couches. Find a section to sit in. You just go find a section. I'm going to come around and count. There are benches in the back over there. So there's 2 benches and 2 seats. You guys can sit back there. There's seats right here. There's seats here. There's an empty seat over here. And then if we do need more seats, we'll make sure that happens. And then I'm going to do a count. And then what's happening is after, I'll give you time. So you get 2 minutes to kind of ask your, person 1 gets 2 minutes to ask their question. Then I'll give time. Person 2 will get 2 minutes to talk about themselves. And then you get about a minute to just kind of talk. If we find that that's too lagging and you don't need that much time, we'll shorten it as well. And then do we need more seats? Yes, you 2 need seats. Who else needs seats? We have 2 other people who need 4 seats.
I'll grab 4 chairs out. I can also say, as someone who oftentimes has low to moderate levels of social anxiety, If you're just like, suddenly I'm putting this, I have to talk to a stranger, it was so much more comfortable when everyone was just mingling. There will be some mingling time at the end as well, so feel free to grab a coffee and just hang out and eavesdrop on everybody, and then jump back in when it's not so structured like we're all in grade school here. But do we need to?
Two more seats now. It looks like. Oh, wait, there's that one, and then, oh, just, do we have a,
Is there, how many people do we?
are we an odd number? Hold on real quick. I think we probably, based on the chairs I put out, I think we probably have 21 people. A row, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. Yeah, we do have 21 for one person.
Well, we also have another person here who's a very talented filmmaker who may or may not be looking for people to meet. But I'm not trying to.
Moment there. I feel like the first one, but I will sit myself down. How about that? Sure. Can you put me next to Tim? It looks like Tim needs a partner. But let me count. Remember, if you are a what?
2.
What?
2.
1. 1.
Not necessarily anything, but I do want to bring
Okay, 1, 2. Okay, perfect. Okay, Paul.
Sweet.
You don't
You can
need
tell that we're all like creative types here. Honestly, Ryan, who's usually a part of our team as well, is so much more like, here's the organized way we should do this, but. All right, as Melinda said, each pairing, you're gonna get about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna keep an eye on the clock and I'll tell you about each time it's time to rotate. And twos are going to rotate.
Yes.
And we're gonna essentially move clockwise. And since our setup is so easy to understand which direction that is, we won't have any problems. Or if we do, we're all cool and I'm sure it's gonna be all right.
But if you end up being in the same seat as you were before, choose pop it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Pop it like it's hot. Okay, never mind.
Great. So as you can see, there are suggested questions. You do not have to stick to these. I'm just gonna roughly be keeping an eye on the clock. Our event today goes until 5 o'clock, so we should have plenty of time both for this and meeting afterwards. So have at it. Enjoy. Make connections and meet each other. Thanks for being here again. That's it. Stop looking at me.
Okay. Okay. All right. So again, your name? Elena, and you said you're a filmmaker. Now you're a writer.
Yes, I'm a screenwriter.
And you're born and raised?
Born and raised in Tacoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's look at the list over here. What are you currently developing? What stage it's in? What kind of collaborators you're looking for? Yeah. So which one do you want to answer?
Well, currently I'm writing a Pacific Northwesterner, and I'm hoping it will, if produced, draw more people to Washington State to film.
Cool.
It's about Washington and the quirks of Washington, but set in the pioneer days. Essentially, I'm trying to create a Pacific Northwest tall tale with a really interesting slamming finish ending.
Okay.
And it's full of adventure, and I hope it's kind of fun and quirky and brings questions to people's mind. You know? So that's what I'm working on right now, and I finished the whole script. I have workshopped it at a table with actors. I'm currently trying to hone my skills about receiving feedback and editing my script better by joining the muster reads with the Northwest Readers Guild in Seattle.
Okay.
And I would like to complete more edits very soon, so in the spring I can have a staged reading and invite more people to come watch it and give their feedback.
Is there a title developed already? Or?
I'm calling it Cougar Mountain.
Okay. Cougar has an interesting term, though, right? Because the cougar.
I know, I get all kinds of interesting questions.
Yeah.
So is it about some woman in her 40s?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Okay. All right.
But it is about a woman and a wild animal.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what resources, opportunities are you offering or looking for? You almost said that already, right?
I'm looking for community. I'm looking for people to bounce my ideas off of, and I would like to get connected with someone who wants to produce a period piece A lot of people aren't interested in that as much currently, but just Train Dreams has been so successful. And it gives me some.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I think I heard Bell. Let's switch.
Okay, your turn.
My turn. Okay.
Okay.
Great. So my name is officially Dr. Paul Jackson. I'm a retired computer research engineer out of Boeing. I have a Ph.D. in computer engineering that I got in 1998. Currently living in Tacoma with my wife, Jasmine Brown. We have a nonprofit called Swan Creek Art Academy, where we got a lot of gear to teach about digital art and music creation. For 2026, we're going to develop a makerspace at Evergreen, Tacoma, which include a laser engraver, a laser printer for fabric, and some other machines to create, fabric and things for people to potentially sell. A project that I'm working on personally, I call myself a digital artist. And so through the summer of 2025, almost every weekend, we're doing something in the community, something as far as showing what we have. We have, again, a lot of equipment. We have some synthesizers. We have digital stringless guitars. We have drum machines, things like that. Now for 2026, because we got these new laser engravers, we're include the old things too. We're bringing new stuff. So as far as film, I'm still doing a lot of interviews, a lot of like what I'm doing now, face-to-face street interviews, using my cell phone and a gimbal, and go to YouTube. But I also have a Vimeo channel, Vimeo, where I put my edited content. I've uploaded over like 700, almost 800 clips of videos. So much so that when I moved to Tacoma in 2017, the library asked me to donate some to their archive. So I'm still doing that. So I call myself an artist because I'm an activist, artist, archivist. One of the activist things I'm doing is because I have a disability, I use medical cannabis to help me out. So I'm a state of Washington medical cannabis patient. And I have a lot of interviews with people here in the Puget Sound area about the cannabis itself. Unfortunately, there have been a couple of African American men who haven't done too well with that. Two in particular is Corbray, Kimber's name is Corbray. This is Walter Terry, who actually spent time in jail, and Dion Corbray, who didn't spend time but got shut down. So he had to give up all of his companies. That was done by Jenny Durkins, when she was a lawyer, fortunately, in the mayor of Seattle, Washington. That's a long story, but anyway, he's out. So is Walter Terry, who actually sent cannabis to a customer of his across state lines to a place that was illegal. Turns out the client, was an informant. So he did have to go to jail, but because of his Walter's past, he would get his sentence reduced. So trying to help him out, get that story told. So look at the list here. What kind of stories are you drawn to? I went to HBCU as an undergrad and my master's, and so I'm very Afrocentric. And so I'm here in Tacoma. There's a group in Pierce County called the Black Collective, a group of African American residents that have met every Saturday since the late 60s. It's amazing. Most families can't be together that long. And so I worked with them. Actually, last week we went down to Olympia to talk to some of the legislators about some of the issues related to African Americans in our county. That's one of the things I'm doing. I'm looking for collaborators. Because I have a disability, I'm kind of slowing some stuff, so I need some help filling up like the YouTube stuff. So anyway, the letter I, brother, is my handle. Okay. Thanks.
Alright, so continue this conversation. Get up and go.
Yeah, I have to give a go. You're one.
I can just sit there.
Yeah, just okay. Right, this chair's so weird. Okay, all right. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. I don't really need it right now, but I need this stuff.
I was gonna say, I just didn't want to leave my jacket. I don't figure you probably don't want to leave the stand.
No, definitely. I assume, yeah, but I have all this other stuff. So, where am I going? Go over here, right? Hold that for me, please. Thank you.
It's like you're good.
So I'm straight channel.
Oh, straight into
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah. So do the deal, say to yourself who you are. Garrett, okay? So Garrett, what's going on?
Just coming down here. This is the first time I've actually been to the Grand Cinema and
yeah?
turned around and everything.
Wow.
But I've worked with Wayne and others for years on different projects and a couple of festivals that we do here.
Okay.
So, how about yourself?
Well, I'm a retired computer research engineer. I used to volunteer for movies. As far as filmmaking, I come myself a digital archivist, an activist, an artist, an archivist. I like going around to different events and just streaming it, putting it up on YouTube, and sharing stories.
It's weird. Have you seen the new Glass Onion on Netflix?
No.
Ryan Johnson.
I saw an old episode of Glass Onion. Yeah, it was really kind of weird. It's the two African American brothers, not brothers, or friends. They got into a virtual reality game, and in the game, one of them was a man, the other was a woman, and they go to martial arts fighting and stuff.
Okay.
But they became physically involved, and so it was really kind of interesting because in the real life, they kind of wanted to continue it, but in the game, it was purely sexual, and so it was a crazy scene.
Okay.
It came out a couple years ago, but anyway, yeah.
Gotcha.
But enough of that.
I was just gonna say, there's like the newest one. There's a guy that comes around with like the phone on the gimbal and everything. Like
Okay.
that. Just it's kind of a new aspect of life.
Right. So you're a DCP. What is that DCP?
So Simple DCP is a digital cinema lab. We work with film festivals, filmmakers, getting their films up on screen. So
Okay.
DCP is the format that commercial cinema exhibits in.
Okay.
So high quality format intended to replace 35 millimeter prints for distribution.
Okay.
And so we got into that a little over a decade ago.
Wow.
And people transition that format. And now we integrate, well over 100 film festivals throughout the course of the year and help with releases. And so got a couple of interesting ones that are on our radar at any point.
Right.
We just did Greg Araki's I Want Your Sex. That's at Sundance this week.
Okay.
Last year we had we were doing some work in the anime world, so we did Demon Slayer. We did all the versioning and stuff for that. So just kind of runs the gamut for all the stuff that we work on.
Okay.
We got South by Southwest coming up and a couple of other fests. And we're it's like every year we just kind of get finger on the pulse of everything that's out there in the ether.
Right. Yeah, I remember a couple years ago, I went to Seattle International Film Festival. They had like 3 days of virtual reality experiences. They took the dome there and turned it into like a virtual reality deal. It's really kind of cool.
Like the laser dome?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go on your back, and because the dome is, it's like a 3D experience.
I've talked to a lot of people. I was recently, we do the Portland Festival of Cinema Animation Technology every year.
Okay.
And they had a contingent of folks who were all doing like dome films and the like. And that's become kind of like, it's a super niche craft.
It is,
but it's the kind of thing where it's like, it's the super immersive environment. And it's also immersive, but also collective.
Right.
Because I can't tell you how many events that I've been to where it's like, oh, we have a bunch of people out here in like virtual reality headsets, and you're sort of like, are we participating together, or is this just kind of like a thing where we're all in the same room but still completely having our own thing going on?
Exactly. Yeah. No.
And so the dome films are kind of like a different take on that I think is actually really neat.
Right.
They should be doing that in the laser dome like all the time.
They should
be taking that and running with it.
They should.
Because it's such a unique venue.
Exactly.
But I wish, there's all kinds of stuff that's coming out in that arena where it's like the XR kind of displays and things like that.
Cool.
Are you in that realm?
Well, yeah, my Ph.D. is in computer engineering. So I did 20 years of research at Boeing in virtual and augmented reality. And so I've been through the whole video format and stuff like that. And so going to SFX was really interesting. Because that was like 90, I think it might have been 2001 when that came out. And so Tom Furness was like the grandfather of VR was there. And Nolan Tirapani, who's the grandfather of augmented reality, was there. And a lot of other exhibits were there, which is really cool. Unfortunately, I haven't seen another SFX like that with virtual reality in a while. So
they do something like that at I I couldn't tell you at Sundance. I know at South by Southwest they
Right.
do an XR event
Right.
every year.
Okay.
And it's always like it's way off to the side, but it's still always packed.
Right, right.
So there, because I think that South by has a much bigger technology focus
Okay.
than any other festivals.
Right.
I think. Yeah. And Tribeca also does
Okay.
a
VR kind of, yeah.
a satellite thing like
Right.
that.
So I'm wondering, is it a price situation why it's so expensive? Because to get all the gear to generate those 360 and 3D and virtual reality exhibits, it's kind of tricky because you have to know exactly what you're doing, right? And you have to have the equipment that can capture those things. So
Yeah, you got. I mean, there's a huge technology component,
Right.
a huge knowledge gap that exists there, and you can't just. You have to approach it very purposefully. I think.
Okay.
When you said you were at Boeing, were you working in like simulation areas?
Well, I was in Bellevue. The research division was in Bellevue, and we were doing things like manufacturing what the plane would look like in virtual reality. And so it was like 2000. I graduated for doing things like visualizing planes. We're using augmented reality because the wire bundles were built by hand. We took a wearable computer you could see through. You can see the wires spinning in space. You can construct them. Unfortunately, Boeing never adopted the technology.
So this is more for like the engineers. It's for the engineers able to visualize what it is they're doing, not for like advertising. Or
Not
marketing.
really, no. It's more for
Love you're
manufacturing.
also in the conversation.
All right, so we go. .com, YouTube, it's iBrother. If you go to LinkedIn, it's iBrother also there. Just 2 days ago to talk to the legislator about some things that we're dealing with. We being the African American residents. So that was that. So, yeah.
I live in Olympia.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But you're up here in Tacoma now. So.
I'm sorry?
You're in Tacoma visiting, I guess, huh?
Yeah, well, any chance to visit the Grand Theater, right?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I didn't see your name tag. So.
Oh, sorry.
That's
It's
all right.
coming off. There, let me.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I'm Riley.
Right. Okay.
Nice to meet
I see the abbreviation. It said DPN.
Director of Photography, Assistant Camera.
Okay. Okay.
So I put that down there because it seemed like specific roles, but I think most of us probably do a bit of everything, right?
Exactly. Yeah. You have to. Right. So what's a project that you're working on you really like?
So we're working on from indigenous communities.
Okay.
So how familiar are you with Veterans Affairs?
A little bit. My dad was in the Air Force a long time ago, like in the 60s. So yeah.
Yeah, so like traditional medicine isn't usually recognized by Veterans Affairs. So
Right.
And Native Americans are one of the highest populations within the Army, military, and everything like that.
Say it again.
They're one of the
Americans?
highest volunteer in terms of per capita.
Okay.
Right. Like there's a very small population in the U.S., but in terms of their volunteer rate,
Right.
it's absolutely strong.
Wow.
It's huge.
Okay.
So a lot of them come back from war. It's like very difficult to come back from the military and get outside of that structure and get reintegrated back into their communities. So
Right.
there's the traditional medicine that goes along with that.
Okay.
And so the VA doesn't necessarily recognize a lot of that.
I know.
But it's very effective.
Okay.
We were actually just filming an event in Olympia last night, Warrior Society.
Okay.
We had 4 men, veterans, 2 from Yakima, 2 from Dene.
Okay.
That's Navajo. And they talked about stories of healing and things like that. So
Okay.
that was at the Washington Center last night.
Okay.
It was a really wonderful like storytelling event. You had a bunch of veterans there that they got to talk to.
Right.
But you don't really see that kind of stuff happening with the VA. So
Right.
this project will actually follow 4 different veteran women, mostly from the Crow tribe.
Okay.
And then each year, I'm talking a lot. You sure you don't want to tell me about you? You just want to keep filming?
Well, no. I mean, I am a Washington State medical cannabis patient.
Okay.
I have a disease. I have a chronic disease that I'm using medical cannabis to control. And so I'm kind of familiar with the struggles of that. I said my dad was in the Vietnam War. He came back. He no longer was married. So something inside him must have died. He didn't physically die, but something inside him did. So I've seen a lot of documentaries about the whole Vietnam situation and how when they came back, people spat on them and did stuff like that. And so the conditions really kind of difficult.
Yeah, it's not easy, right? Everyone's seen Rambo. That's a very extreme circumstance.
Exactly.
But I think people do their service and they come back and they're not necessarily served.
I have to say, as a prison, I think it's the same thing. People have gone to jail for more than 2 or 3 years, don't come back.
Yeah.
It's really hard to transition out of it.
Yeah, it's a lot of structure, right?
Exactly, yeah. So I can see a parallel between the two.
We've done some cool work with yoga. What is it? It's a yoga organization that works with people and incarcerated people.
Okay.
Yoga something.
All right. So let's go to. I just saw this great documentary called "Since I've Been Down."
Since I've Been Down.
It's about the crack epidemic that happened here in Tacoma. There's a young man who shot and killed somebody he thought was a rival gang. It was a complete accident. He got sentenced to life. He spent 20, 30 years in jail. He did it when he was 16 or 17 years old. And then the state figured out it's unconstitutional to send somebody at that young to jail. So let him out. So Since I've Been Down is a documentary that's created by Dr. Gilda Shepherd. There's a professor out of Evergreen.
Yep,
Tacoma, yeah. And then it screened it last week at South Seattle College. So I was there to screen the talk back. So it's on YouTube.
I thought she retired.
She did retire, yeah, but she's going around the world because the people don't really pick up the movie because it's so truthful, So yeah.
No, that's interesting. There was a guy that reached out to us a while back. He was from San Francisco, I think. He was looking to start a filmmaking group within prisons.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Okay. Yeah. So Camonte Carter, I think his name is. He started this.
He's on the East Coast, though, right?
No, he's here.
Oh, he's here.
Camonte's here.
Okay.
And so he started a school called Teach because if you get sentenced to more than 7 years, you don't get taught. And so he started a school there in the colleges. Not just one, but he got transferred to a lot of locations around the state. So yeah.
All right, man.
All right. Pleasure meeting, man. Okay. And your name, what's more?
Riley.
Riley. Okay. Cool.
Do you want a card?
Do I know how many? Unfortunately, I have
Do you want my card?
Yes, please.
It's in one of these pockets.
Thank you, sir.
Project that they just did.
Okay, cool. All right, got a chance. All right, see if I can do this.
My brother.
All right.
I like your jacket. That's the Rainier, right? This is Rainier?
I'm not sure. Look back.
You look like a mountain, for sure. So,
I'm chasing you around.
Yep, no, behind you. Watch out. Couple. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Hello, sir.
How's it going?
I'm good. I'm Zach.
I'm Paul.
Paul, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So I'm
Great
streaming some on
jacket.
to my YouTube channel.
Okay.
So yeah. So you wanna go first or want you go?
Okay.
Yeah, go
What
for
do you
it.
want to know?
Well, look at this.
So, cinematographer / willing and able and happy to help on anything.
Okay.
Help in any way I can.
All right, cool.
That's kind of how I feel. So I'm a freelance TV, documentary type stuff.
Okay.
It's just sort of my path. It's like it'll help for me. It's like
Okay.
and I work for a company. And
Yeah, please. I don't have any cards on me, unfortunately.
I'll have one of mine.
Cool.
I moved up here. I work for a nationwide production company, and my contract was up. And I'm like, well, I have some clients.
Right.
I'll just do my own thing.
Okay.
So since 2020, the end of 2023, basically 2024, so not that long, a few years, have I been off on my own. And given that line of work, I never got an opportunity to like mingle. I was on call all the time, so I've never had a chance to meet anybody out here. And now I do.
Okay.
And I haven't done a lot of narrative type stuff. And I know mostly people here, it's my vibe, it's like mostly narrative.
Okay.
And so while I have some experience in it, not a ton, but like I said, willing and able to help.
All right.
Any way I can.
Cool. So there's a phone number, email, or something? Okay.
Tacoma.com. If you go there, it won't work. But it's under construction. I'm a bad way. And I'm lazy.
Right.
Or I get distracted.
Hey,
So anyway, so that's there. Yeah, you can hit me up there. If you just Google me, I should come up somewhere.
All right, cool.
So yeah.
All right. So me, I'm Paul Jackson. I have a Ph.D. in computer engineering that I got from Texas A&M, 98. I did 20 years of research work at Boeing in virtual and augmented reality. I got retired under mandatory headcount reduction. I was diagnosed actually with multiple sclerosis when I started grad school. I didn't tell anybody then. I'm now living in Tacoma with a wonderful wife. We have a nonprofit called Swan Academy.
To hang out even after we started to clean up. The only important announcement I want to say before I stop having everyone's attention is please take a moment to scan this QR code and take the survey before you leave. It both helps us know how many people were here and lets us know what you want from this. So please, any feedback, even if you're just like, that was an organizational mess and nobody knew where to go and you guys really beefed it on the speed networking.
I'll take responsibility. But then you looked at it, it was a lot of fun anyways, and you met some great people. Yes? Yes?